Hello, everybody, and welcome to a podcast. This podcast is called The Corn Corner. It is actually available everywhere. You can go ahead and look at it. I am one of the hosts, and my name is Wren with the W. R-E-N. W-R-E-N.
Not Ren, like Ren and Stimpy Ren. Not to be confused. My name
I
is
never
Cam.
thought about that.
And yeah, really? Okay. Well, hold on. We'll get to that in a second. My name's Cam, and do you know that every day men need to consume 13 cups of water and women need to consume 9 cups, which makes you wonder why the delineation with gender for one thing, and also why not a round number?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because they got bigger feet.
Yeah.
You ever think about
where
that?
It all... I didn't, obviously. Just now I was like, wow.
How much blood is in someone that Wikipedia is calling a man, and how much blood is in someone that Wikipedia calls a woman? How does that work?
Hold on, now I have to Google that.
Go ahead and see that.
It's just
Everybody,
like,
we're looking into it right now.
I like Googling shit like this because then there's always like the stupidest, like, is there a difference between men's blood and women's blood?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And there's not, right?
No. Not that I know.
And I knew
of.
that.
I guess, like, technically, the higher your testosterone level, the more likely you are to have different, like, hematocrit and hemoglobin and shit like that levels. But, like,
Wow.
There's not an inherent difference. I don't know.
Someone that's bigger than somebody else has to got more blood in that baby, right?
Well, yeah, it's
Gotta
all relative. Okay, so this says an adult male weighing around 200 pounds can have almost 6 liters or a little over 12 pints of blood, while an adult female weighing about 165 pounds might have 4.3 or 9 pints of blood, 4.3 liters or 9 pints of blood. It's just, I feel like it just should be a weight to blood scale relative to that, and gender has no part in the equation.
And do non-binary people have some kind of amount of blood that's different? I'm just asking questions.
It vacillates daily.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you could pick how much blood you got in that body, how much would you want?
I feel like you don't want too much. Because if you have too much, then there's like higher, like you're going to be swollen.
Yeah.
Like your hands and feet would be swollen, don't you think? Yeah.
I've never had more blood than what I need. So I don't particularly know, but there's gotta be somebody out there.
Bloodletting is a treatment for high cholesterol, so
I don't know about that. I think that is just a Sweeney Todd kind of My Chemical Romance music video type of thing. I don't think that's real.
Brian does it.
I don't think he... Does he?
I mean, I guess not anymore right now because he doesn't have cholesterol issues right now, but he used to.
Yeah. Well, everybody, get rid of that cholesterol, and then you won't have to be bloodletting anymore. Do people do leeches for that?
I don't think it's like I think people have leeches to be like, I have a pet leech, and like his name's Fester, and whatever. And that's like...
Is that most people's leech name, Fester?
I can imagine that it would be like some... Like, you're not... Well, it would be really funny to have a leech and name it, like, Tim. Like,
Toboggan. Yeah.
Yeah. But I would imagine it's some kind of Addams Family, Beetlejuice, whatever kind of name.
They're making a new one of those. Did you know that?
I did. I'm cautiously excited.
I love that. Well, people, today... we're going to be doing kind of a part 2 of our previous episode. So if you don't like Alien Romulus, then this is not going to be the episode for you. But make sure you stick around and listen to the whole thing. So we get that view from you to us.
Yeah.
It makes us happy.
And also, because you should decide at the end. You don't know now if you like it or not. You'll see.
All right, well, look, I think I should really cut this one off because I have a thought about the movie. I saw the movie. I saw it in 40X. Holy shit. Have you seen a movie in 40X?
No, I want to talk about that part of the thing. Okay, also overall, like,
this movie just
came out of this movie just came out a few weeks ago, so like spoilers for Alien Romulus. I'm sorry, but I don't care. Like, go see it if you want to, but we're just going to talk about it.
What could the spoiler be? There's an alien.
Also, yeah,
a fucking spaceship. Come on.
There is one thing that I've like that has been like kept pretty secret and stuff. That is like a good spoiler thing. But anyway,
yeah, I guess
whatever. Spoiler for that. But also, yeah, it's a fucking alien movie. Like, it's people on a spaceship. There's xenomorphs. Things happen anyway.
And let me tell you, things go wrong.
So, the 4DX thing, which I've never done, and I likely never will, is it like, you know, at Disney, maybe you don't know, at Animal Kingdom, there's like a Bug's Life ride. It's not a ride, it's like an experience where you go sit in a theater and it's like, oh, look out for the ladybugs, and they like have like little things go under your butt, and like you get like sprayed in the face, like that kind of shit.
Yeah, but also the seats like fucking move. Like, I feel like right now,
how much?
So much.
like would there, if this was a theme
you
park,
get your money's worth.
Would it have a nausea, like a
yeah,
motion
absolutely.
sickness warning?
Like, I had
That's
a
insane.
friend, I went for my friend's birthday, and she was like, I don't think I'm going to get popcorn because we're going to be in 40X. I'm not going to get food. Like, they really jostle you around. It would be as if you were in maybe a trash compactor, but on top of it while it was running. Like that. They take a cup, they'll take a water bottle and put it down, and then your seat goes. You know,
Wait,
they'll
real?
open a door.
Like that little of input?
Yeah. There's lights in the ceilings. You also get blown with water. It's crazy.
Like it.
You can turn
do
the
you
water
think?
off.
Did you? Oh, you can. You can like control some things.
You can only control the water, but once you're in 40X, you're in.
You're in there, baby. Do you think that it enhanced your viewing experience?
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. You should do it. It was fun.
I feel like it's like that, where it's like, yeah, that was fun, but it's not like, oh my god, this movie was like improved like so much because I was being jostled about and like squirted in the face by alien acid water.
Well, I think, okay, let's think about the movie Twisters, who this friend that I went for her birthday also saw this movie in 40X. And she said 40X was the only way I wanted to see it. A movie like that, I would only want to see in 40X because it's probably a shit garbage movie. So I'm not going to sit there in just a chair, in a folding chair, and watch it. So
I think
I don't know.
That makes sense. Yeah. Brian and I watched Twisters because we love Twister, the original. We watched Twisters the other day, being like, this is not going to be good, but like it'll be fun, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was fun to make fun of for like, 2 hours, but good lord, it was bad. Not our baby Glenn Powell could not save that one.
And Glenn Powell was probably an actor, everybody. So look that up when you get to your destination or when your yoga session's over. Oh, the Twisters logo is beautiful. Whoever designed that did a great job.
I think it's just similar to the original Twister. It's the same font and such.
I meant the original.
Okay.
But I said Twisters. This is one of the issues.
Get that S off there. That S has no place in this house.
I love that. Well, okay, so go on.
Yeah. This is a good segue back into what we already segued into, because Twisters was another movie that was like rebooting, whatever, revitalizing. And is this for me? Do I have something on my mouth?
No, I just did it.
That was rebooting an old classic, whatever.
Yep.
And it had a different story, but a lot of fan service moments or whatever. And one of them was like, one specific one was someone on like the rebel Twister following crew talking about entering the suck zone, which is in the original Twister is said by Philip Seymour Hoffman, who's like one of the best characters in the movie and a very important character. And so like for them to choose to do that one as the like, ooh, this is like going to be one of the big like line references, and to like have it fall so flat and be so lame was like, yeah, come on, that man's dead. Don't do that.
Like, yeah, he ain't coming back. He's never gonna be able to see that movie, and it ain't right when you do that to him.
Yeah, but and then conversely though, I think that Romulus, which had the same fan servicey things, it was fun, and like, yeah, they repeat like the one exact same line they repeat is the like "get away from her, you bitch" thing. But Andy the android says it, and he's so sweet, and he stutters when he says it, and like it was good.
Andy's good. Everybody like Andy.
I love him.
What was the main girl's
Bjorn
name?
Was mean to him. Rain.
Good name.
Is it?
Rain's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of Rains. I guarantee we got 17 Rains listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
Take
you're
that
right.
back.
I shouldn't disparage. I think
We got about
it's weird
17
because,
they she Rains. What?
Yeah. It's weird because in like real life, I would never question that, especially like an alternate spelling Rain who we are friends with.
It's gotta be
but, like,
a couple of them.
For some reason in a movie, like it's always so weird to me in like a movie like this where it's like supposed to be a weird dystopian future, but then like this dude's named Bjorn. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you think is the name to match dystopian future is?
That's where it's like it's not, because like why would the naming conventions change over the course of like a few hundred years? They probably wouldn't really. So
I'm not quite
the one
sure.
wrong
I don't
here.
know.
Yeah.
A few hundred years and not a few thousand years?
Yeah, isn't this... Because I thought this is like 2100 something.
I'm not quite sure. And also, all those, because it's like the 20th century, but we're in the 2021, but it's the 19th century or something. That whole thing just confuses me, and I don't worry about it. All I know is the year that I'm in.
This is set in the year 2142.
So that's not now, but it is in the future.
Yeah, it's 120 years in the future.
Wow. And this is going to be something that you can write down. Anybody can write this kind of stuff down and keep this. You can put it on your calendar of, when we're going to be coming into it at some point.
Yeah. The alien dates. I'm sure we'll all be alive and well for all of these. Anyway.
Yep.
You said, besides the 4DX thing, which you can talk more about if you want, but you said there was like one specific thing you wanted to talk about with this movie.
Here's my one specific thing. Rain. Okay, Rain and Andy are best friends. Andy's prime directive is keep Rain safe. Brother and sister. Their whole thing is keep each other safe. And then there's these other little, jerk kids that want to go and do the whole spaceship thing and whatever. But there's no real reason for Rain to go and put Andy in such danger. And that's what's annoying to me is the kickoff of like Act 2 didn't have a really good catalyst moment. Like we're like the never going back moment in Act 2's great. We're on a spaceship. You can't go back. But the getting on the spaceship didn't have anything that was like real. We didn't see the better life that they would have. We had whole Act 1, which was like, a bunch of 18-year-olds in a mine. So that was also strange for me because they're all kids in a mine. They're not even old enough to graduate college yet. So
That's the point, though.
But there's so much optimism there. There's so much life ahead of them. We don't see the struggles. We see that it's like a bad world, but we don't see what is better. We don't see what they could have. We don't see the world of people living nicely. There's no promise.
that's
There's
the
no
point,
travel
though.
brochure.
But that I feel like that's the point, is that none of that is guaranteed, but anything is better than where they are. Like, anything is better than being, like, stuck being a mine worker who's probably going to die from whatever thing that her parents died of, or in a mine collapse, which Bjorn's mom or parents died in, or whatever. And that it's just like, this sucks. Everything sucks here. Andy gets beat up, and I have to reprogram him daily because kids are assholes. There's, like, nothing there for them.
Yeah.
So it's just, like, whatever else. Like,
I guess I just think about, like, the kid living in, like, the Midwest that's 18. They're like, there's nothing there for me. And it's like, you got a whole life. Like, you've got a long time to figure out what's there for you. You don't know what's there for you and not there for you. And I think that's kind of annoying. In the first Alien movie, they were a crew of adults that were put through the ringers, and they had lives before. So we don't really get any of this life before where we have investment in Rain, other than, like, you should be in school, you shouldn't be in a mine, common sense. You know?
but that's not.
And then she gets
like,
told that she has to stay, and, you know, like, she did her 4 years or whatever. She has to do 4 more years. It's not like...
It was like 12 years.
There's no, like, time clock ticking, you know? There's no pressure, like, I was gonna retire after doing this for 30 years or whatever, or I was gonna go to this planet to get this treatment for Andy, so Andy's chips could be upgraded, so Andy can be a new model because he's been forgotten or whatever.
I respectfully disagree with all of this, and I'm glad, honestly, because I feel like, so you're saying, like, the kid in the Midwest that's 18 and is like, there's nothing to do here, whatever, and, like, thinks he has nowhere to go, but, like, appreciated, yes. And this is an alien planet where, like, there is nothing else. Like, this is a mining colony, and all these people do is this mining bullshit, and it's, like, day in and day out, and people do it until they die, and there's no... And the pressure is that there is no end date, because no matter when she goes up to that lady in the kiosk being like, I'm, like, filing my, like, I did all my time, whatever.
Yeah.
And the lady's she's gonna keep adding time. So, like,
yeah,
she's never gonna get out is what I got from that. And there's the pressure of that she is never gonna fucking get out unless she, like, does something drastic. And
I guess
then...
I wish that would have been planted in her, because I think I agree with that sentiment. I just wish that as, like, a plot narrative, as a thing that pushes us forward, it would have been planted other places. For instance, I think a better way of doing the line thing, adding time, it would have hit more if it was an old man that was, like, so ready to retire, and then this asshole woman was like, you gotta do 10 more years. He's not gonna live 10 more years.
Yeah.
That feels, and then she has a moment where she's like, fuck, I gotta get Andy and I out of here. Like, I gotta do something better for us. I'm young. I'm 18, baby. Andy and I gotta go. You know, like, that seems stronger to me, because she never, she just like, it felt like her friends just, like, bullied her in. Like, her friend was an asshole.
Yeah.
Made fun of Andy, you know? And then her other friend's like, sorry, he can be a dick.
Yeah.
Do you still want to help us? And she's like, I guess so. You know, it's
I
like,
do
it felt like
agree.
there wasn't anything
like,
to,
there
like,
wasn't enough, like, sauce put on that initial impetus to do the thing.
Yeah.
It was just like, this place sure sucks. Like,
you're right in everything you're saying, but you have to do the work. Like, we as viewers have to do the work to make that narrative. And I wish that they would have, because the whole first act was, in my opinion, really boring and really kind of confusing. Because it was just like, the only thing we really got from it is, Minetown sucks. Nobody gets out of Minetown. People die in Minetown. That's it.
Still using the
like,
canary in the coal mine method, which seems weird because technology has probably advanced beyond that then. But
so, I don't know. That was like my number one. And then she gets into space and becomes, like, big time hero. Duh.
Yeah.
And I think that's the other thing that's annoying to me, is that we know that that's going to happen. When we see Alien Romulus come up, we know this girl is going to be the hero, and she's the only one that's going to live. We know all this shit. So it's like, if you just put her on the train track and let her do it, it just gets boring until we get to space.
Yeah, I think that from what I read online, that was like a lot of people's main thing with it was that like the first part was boring because like I will say, as much as I like this movie, they really didn't make the characters outside of Rain and Andy likable like at all. Like,
yeah, no one had any.
Yeah, there
anything.
was. I mean, like the Bjorn guy who is mean to Andy sucked, and like that's the point. We're supposed to not really like him, but I think we were supposed to feel bad when he died, and I didn't.
No, he's
I was just
fucking
like
racist, like asshole.
Yeah, yeah. And then literally like also when he died, he got the acid on him, but it was like 30 solid seconds of like little drops of acid and him being like, oh no, it's going through my clothes, and it's like, just move, just get out of there.
Yeah, fucking move, brother. Let's get up. Let's move them
But
feet,
also,
baby.
that's a big thing that in like reading about alien stuff, people being like, people in these movies make the stupidest decisions, that's how they die. Yeah. But it does reflect real life, because when a lot of humans are in high stress situations, they do dumb shit like Brad pulling a sword out of a sheath wrong and grabbing the blade to try to stop it from falling to the floor. Like, it's like, that's stupid. Like, yeah, he did that.
I remember, and I hate it every time.
But like, yeah, you can feel that. Like,
messes me up every time.
I'm glad that the effects and stuff and like world building once in space, and I like the mining planet, frankly, but I'm glad they were also good, because Navarro, I think is her name, which feels like I'm misgendering her, because that person looks like they're supposed to be a they.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also looks like they shouldn't be dating a cis guy. I was like, this is a lesbian. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
But
no, I get it.
When she gets the face hugger chest burst moment, I thought that one was really cool, because it also did something new, which was like my big thing with this whole movie was like there was new shit, like which I feel like at this point, when there's like 7 other alien movies or something, that's like cool. Like that's like a big feat. So like that like X-ray window thing to see so she could see the chest burster in her, and then like the effect of it coming out was really good. It was also in a different part of her body than the chest bursters have been in other movies, which I'm like, that's cool. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know.
I thought that the danger was always present in the ship, and I feel like that was really fun.
Yeah. So
like once we got
go on in 4DX, could you feel breathing on your neck?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the breathing. I wouldn't say 40X made it scarier. It just made it more entertaining and fun. Kept my interest longer. But I will say, like, once we get into the ship, the danger is always there. The threat's always there, and I feel that felt fun. It never felt like they could defeat anything. That was great.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. The beginning was slow, but once they're on the ship and being like, "Oh shit," mode, I was like in suspense the whole time, for sure.
Now, here's my thing though with my number one gripe is that while yes, it's a monster movie, you're stuck in the house, the monster's in there, you need to escape. We get it. It's really a movie about people changing and allowing them to change and growth and friendship and things. It's a movie about Rain and Andy and their relationship. And like, we see Andy get beat up. Then we see Rain do, the woman work of cleaning up the mess and fixing. Like I get it. But it would have been cooler, in my opinion, if we would have invested more into that, because the part that really made me like, fuck, I'm like into this is when Andy turns.
Yes.
Because then you're like,
upgrade Andy. You're like, ooh.
Because you also get this feeling that Rain's going to be safe no matter what. Because Andy is going to sacrifice himself for Rain no matter what happens. But then when you realize Rain doesn't have that safety net anymore, you're like reinvested.
Yeah.
But I wish that would have kept.
I feel like, well, because you mean when he gets like so first of all, on that note, that was another thing which I talked about last podcast episode, that the Ian Holm CGI thing, which I'm so torn about, because there was an interview. Well, there was an interview like with his wife where it was like the director like talked to her about it, and she was like, it was a good thing, like it was like happy, and like he would have been happy to like do this, but also in Alien like 3, Bishop is like ripped apart and brought back or whatever to like talk to Ripley briefly, and he's just a puppet. Like it's just like a head and like upper torso puppet on a table. There's no CGI. It just is like like animatronic, and it is like that movie I don't like, but that is like miles better than this weird little Ash like Ian Holm face being like with like, it was like, it looked like in the Haunted Mansion on Disney when they project the faces onto the bus.
Why? I have no issue with it. I have no issue. I'm happy he was in the movie. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fan service.
I agree.
I get it. But why didn't they just put him in the shadows? Why'd they leave him out in the fucking daylight like that? Like,
and so much screen time. So much screen time.
We've been doing that since the fucking first Alien. We hide stuff in shadows.
Yeah.
Like,
or just like only on the computer screen, or like it's just his voice like talking through a thing.
Pick the fucking moments. Like, you don't gotta, like, we don't have to see, like, it just, the uncanniness, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is an android that got ripped apart, that's why he looks goofy. Yeah. But then, as we went on, I was like, oh no, this is supposed to be really real.
Yeah.
I was like, why not, like, show it in the beginning, and then just let him fall under a desk?
It was also very evident from discovering his torn up body that it was supposed to be Ash. Like, I knew it without seeing a face. Like, I was like, okay, this is between Alien 1 and 2, so like that's clearly Ash, because this is like a consistent Alien thing with like android callbacks. So like, I wish that like they could have like turned him over and his face was ripped off, and then he'd just be like talking, or I don't know.
I agree.
I say all this shit, and it's like, but I'm not the one making fucking movies, and this guy successfully did, so like.
I always like criticize movies very, like, making a movie is extraordinarily hard. Always then like, who the fuck am I? You know what I mean? I'm like an armchair quarterback right now, just being like, oh, this is what I would have done, whatever. But it's just like these like things just kind of get going, and like these like massive movies just shit like this just happens, and you're like, the fuck are we doing? Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think
weird.
that like part is my main criticism personally, though. Like, which I feel like is good. It means like the movie's good, because like I'm not like, and another thing, like I kind of the rest of it is good enough that I kind of don't give a shit, that I'm not like super invested in all the characters besides Rain and Andy. Like, I'm like, whatever. We know that's like you said at the beginning. You know they're gonna die. Like,
yeah, and I do like. I think that I whole Act 3 awesome, loved all the gimmicks, the gravity, the aim,
the physics
the
problems,
gun,
the problem solvings.
Loved, so great. But I just wish that we would have invested more into Rain and Andy, so that the Act 3 would have felt a little bit more like heartwarming, because it's we know that they're gonna live. It's common sense.
I mean,
so
we
it's
don't
like,
know that Andy's gonna live necessarily. Like,
but
And also that part is like kind of a because of the ending. That part is like, well, what will happen to Andy? Like, who knows once they get to wherever they're going, if they get there, which like we don't know unless they make a sequel to this specific movie. But I will say I like what they did with like the xenomorph like blood, like, or the whatever goo, the gene goo stuff that the pregnant friend injects in her own neck. That's like towards the end, because that carries stuff from like Prometheus and Covenant into like the rest of shit. And a lot of that pregnant girl was I don't know that actress's name. I've only seen her in like one other thing. She played Dora the Explorer in the live action version also, which is awesome. But she was great in this.
Yeah.
Like her screams and shit, I was like, whew.
Yeah, she really did it. It is interesting because I'm forgetting massive plot points as we're talking, and I feel like that's something kind of interesting because the concept of like, who's the guy that they CG'd his face on? What's his name?
The actor's name is Ian Holm, but he played Ash in like the first movie.
No, Ash is the bad guy. Do the thing for the corporation. Yeah. Bring my vials of blood with you. You know?
Yeah.
But you kind of like, not you, but me, as someone who's like just seeing a movie. I got nothing invested. I forget that Ash is like the bad guy that wants that to happen. Because I feel like I wish that Ash would have been more present. Because he's kind of there in the control room, you know? Like, why not give him access to kind of sabotage them and to kind of play with them?
He did, though.
Well, he just didn't open a door.
He like definitely he interjected himself a few times, or like set things into motion to make it so like a xenomorph would escape, and he infiltrated Andy's like, you know, disk drive thing to make him his operative like functioning change and stuff. But I feel like it was also like only so much he could do given the like whatever link up shit he had. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I think that is part where it's hard, because unless you've seen other Alien movies and are like fairly familiar with like the backstory or lore, because like the real thing, while obviously the big bad of all the Alien movies are xenomorphs, the actual big bad is the Weyland-Yutani Corp.
Yeah.
So it's like people versus the company rather than like people versus the xenomorphs who just like are kind of like, man, I'm just happen to be here. Like,
yeah, I guess my fucking like thing is that usually with people versus the company, at some point you have to choose: am I going to become a part of the company or am I going to destroy the company? And you never, like, obviously you're not going to, like, if you take, what's that fucking movie, Ex Machina? Ex Machina?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best personification of that. He's like standing there. Am I going to become the company or am I going to tear it down? Right? And he gets killed by the company. You know?
Yeah. Well,
and
it's a little bit more than that, but yeah.
I mean, well, on its core level, he gets killed by the company because the company is that fucking robot girl.
Yeah.
That, you know, and he wanted to help her, which made his demise. So,
and she duped him.
She fucking duped him. But he knew, but, you know, we're getting into a different movie, but he knows that she's going to dupe him.
It's such a good movie.
Anyway, that's fucking amazing. But with this movie, you know, he's never going to, that no one's ever going to be a part of the company, but, and they can't take down the company because there's this fucking xenomorph issue that they have to deal with. So it just feels like, there's pieces of the movie that feel hollow to me.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they just kind of get on the train tracks and they walk through the, you know, Legends of the Hidden Temple booby trap room.
Yeah.
And they get through and they just get out. And that's hard because like even in Terminator, there's like a company aspect. You've got like, it's them versus the company. But there's bad guys. But at the end of the day, they take down the company.
Yeah.
You don't get that big bite, at the end of the movie. Satisfying bite.
And I feel like that's it's like you just talking about it just then is like making me think of movies in terms of like, will this raise like philosophical or self-discovery questions in me after I'm done watching, or am I just going on a theme park ride and I'm gonna have a good time? And like, and this is kind of, it is a theme park ride, which is, I don't think that's disparaging. Like it is like, but it does feel like I waited in line and I was stoked and the queue was cool and there were fun things to look at, and then I went on the thing and was like, yo, that was awesome. Like I'll definitely fucking ride that again sometime, but I'm not gonna go like, talk about it to my friends and be like, so what did you think? like
an Ex Machina kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because at its core, they're kind of the same movie. At its core, it's the same plot structure. It's the same thing. Like one has a lot more. You can die around every corner via facehugger.
Yeah.
The other one, the threat's a little bit more shady, but it's both like, monster in the house or fucking man versus company. But you're right. Some movies are just meant for theme park ride.
But also,
I'm not good at theme park ride movie.
I don't think I always am, but also like, I do think they have their place, and a good one is I do consider a good theme park movie a good movie. Because like I didn't hate watch that movie. I wasn't like laughing at things, and I didn't like leave being like, but why did, and like whatever. I was just like, that was sick. And also now we're like almost 40 minutes into this episode, so the big reveal monster beastie that was like, every Alien movie has a new like form of a xenomorph thing that they show basically, or like an updated form, whatever, because 1 and 2 are pretty similar. But this one was the big white xenomorph baby man.
Goofy.
And I could not have anticipated. I was genuinely like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge success in making like designing a creature that people weren't like,
agreed,
whatever. Like it was like weird. I didn't like looking at him. I was upset by him. His coming to be in the Dora the Explorer giving birth to him was like
terrifying.
Well done, upsetting to look at. Like gross. Good belly work,
Yeah. I loved it. I wish they would have given Rain a minute of, I'm done. Now I can get into my pod and I can sleep. Because she does look like she just got the shower with her hair, but I wish she had a little bit more of a moment of like, because it's a false victory, and I wish we could just kind of be in it for a minute. And it felt really quick, where I was like,
what, the wrap up?
Like, and then she's giving birth. I wish we had a little bit more of a breather between.
Oh, I thought you meant after, like when.
No. Because she's settled everyone. Everyone's in their pods. Andy's gone, or whatever, or on his way, or whatever.
I don't remember the order of that happening, but yeah.
But we know it's like her. She's just taking her shower. She's like ready. Her friend's in the pod, and then she's about to get in, and then it's like all hell breaks loose. I just wish we had a moment with her like getting out of the shower, and she's like kind of like sitting there like, what a crazy ride,
What a Monday. Like Mondays,
exactly.
am I right?
and then I felt like that was it. But I was like, I loved it, and I also loved how she was like barefoot through that thing, and I could feel how uncomfortable and painful that would be. I love that she didn't have any of her space suit shit, and it was just her ingenuity. That was awesome.
Which also I liked. So that was like a big complaint from people in like Prometheus and Covenant, is that the tech, because those movies are before Alien 1, that the tech in them was like very advanced, And then we get to our, alien movies, and it's all like, well, they were shot in the fucking 70s and 80s and whatever, so like,
Yeah.
whatever. But also, the tech for them is supposed to be like these crazy professional scientists and like government people or whatever. And then the alien one is like haulers and like miners, and
Yeah.
so like, yeah, they're tech sucks. But in Romulus, it was like that Alien 1 and 2 tech, like
Yeah.
her spacesuit that she got in when the very intense scene when she was like freezing in the room
Yeah.
and had to like press the
Awesome.
button and the suit did the tightening thing. Yeah, that was sick.
God,
So I
that
feel like
was
it did a good job. Yeah, that way. But like, I do feel like all these movies wrap up really fast though, because it is just like, the formula is put people in their little pods.
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
do the like, I'm the last remaining survivor of XYZ ship. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that pacing at the end was one that I wish was a little bit different, it's like a little bit, because I feel, and this is a big thought here, but I even feel like if we take the same amount of like time in Act 3 and we just shave out like a minute of fight with baby alien and Rain, and then move that to her sitting taking in the What a Monday moment, it would feel better to have her fighting baby man, because
Yeah.
you're not constantly just like, you have a moment of like,
What next?
yeah, you're like, damn,
Yeah.
okay, this movie's over, let's start wrapping up our popcorn or whatever it is,
Pick it up from the seat because I dropped it in this 4DX theater.
Yeah, and then you hear her scream because, or you hear bang 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 bang, because she's got a bun in that oven, and people were talking about a man that's also a little bit of alien.
Yeah, and that
So-
was also, there's this big thing with that on Twitter where like the director was doing an AMA on Reddit, and someone was like, so is Bjorn the father of that kid or whatever? And to me, I was like, yeah, fucking obviously, because they have such like a clear, when
Yeah.
like he's about to die and they have like, or she's like escaping something and he sacrifices himself, and they have like a like thing that's like, yeah, duh, I don't know.
Isn't that
But,
the
like-
one that didn't want her to die, and he's like, she's got a baby, or my baby? Didn't I thought that
No,
he
he
was
didn't
like,
say mine, but like,
he was
also,
like, it's a
they're
baby.
like cousins. Are they not? Or is it the
I
two
don't know.
boys that are cousins? I don't know.
I don't know, but for a pervert like you, I don't think it matters.
Well, easy now. We enjoy more direct faux incest here. That's a joke, everyone. That is a joke.
It was a joke. Nobody's into that
Just
kind
so
of thing.
we're clear.
People,
Anyway.
yeah.
That I think that because Brad was all like, that monster was stupid, and I'm like, well, what? I don't think it was, because I like, what would you have done different? How hard is it to come up with like a new unique monster, especially in a universe where it is established that everything has to be some offshoot
okay.
of a xenomorph? Yeah, do it.
We talk
Lay into him.
we talk shit on Brad a little bit too much. And everybody that listens to this podcast knows that we like him. We like that man.
Yeah, I'm married to him.
Sometimes he says things like this. You can't criticize a movie and say, it's stupid. It's a stupid monster. It's stupid. You can't do that.
Yeah. Or
You
like
gotta-
he said
you-
it was predictable, and I'm like,
Oh, shut the fuck up. Predictable. It's a fucking alien movie. What the fuck you think's
yeah,
gonna
no
happen?
shit.
Dude, predictable. Shut the fuck up.
But
If you're
also,
going to Alien looking to be shocked, go see
you're
Toy
not gonna
Story.
be. Also, it's not the big white baby man was not predictable. No one was like, oh, you know what? I
Zero.
bet she's gonna give birth to this fucking freakish Eastern European, like Laffy Taffy stretched Willy Wonka machine. man.
Yeah.
like I don't like.
He comes out, he's looking for the pasta machine to make a little fresh pasta.
Yeah. I feel bad because that's like to be that, because for that guy, So like for the original stunt guy who was he was not a stunt man, but like they found who was like 7 foot whatever to play the xenomorph in like one. It was just like as a really tall fucking gangly dude, and then they put him in an outfit. But this guy, they kind of were like, you got good base, and then added some fucked up shit, took away some stuff because of on account of the ambiguous no genitalia, but also front hole situation that I was like, what?
some people like that reality, and that's the reality that the woke left wants us to live in.
Yeah,
did you know that?
So I watch out for it every day.
Yeah. Well, it's also funny because this man, they're getting him into the movie, and nobody is gonna tell this person that you're gonna be memed for a long time.
I feel like one can assume though, like you're gonna be in these things. You're like you have to. I don't know.
Get ready, baby. Get ready.
Also, I think that one would not anticipate that the real star and gem of this movie is Andy, the android. Like this movie's about him for me. Like, I love him
Andy
so
really
much.
was. Well, he had the biggest arc.
Yeah,
he gave us the most. He went
true.
From good to bad to good.
And like it wasn't even bad. It was like he went from sad and being an adult man getting beaten up by children to like just wanting to be helpful and truly being like a little brother, like a Rain's little brother somehow, and being like, oh my god, just stop being mean to him, like please God, just be nice to him. And also there were parts even where I was like, Rain, fucking hug him. Like even though it's like through the beginning I'd be like, comfort him, do something, like I don't know. But then when he gets the implant switch and is supposed to be like evil Andy, but he's not really evil, he's just like following different directives and he's still helping them, but like whatever, not really, kind of. I still was like, fuck yeah, Andy, like I don't give a shit, I'm with you. Like
it's so you see, I've never thought about that where I said good bad good, but you see the nuance in it, and you're right, he had no purpose, he had like no real sense of self. And it seems like he found self at the end. That's actually great. Because, I'm thinking back to the beginning. And the beginning, Andy, is like quasi a little annoying, right? Like, and I say that
he's so
lovingly.
That you're like...
Yeah. And at the end, I forgot about that because I think he kind of comes into his own.
Yeah, it's his little reprogramming moment makes him have like self-actualization and self-worth, kind of. And then when he comes back around to being himself again, once Rain like gets that chip or disc or whatever out of him, he's like a improved, quote unquote, whatever. He's more confident self where he like is like I can take care of things and whatever. And then Rain changes his directive to being like, we do whatever's best for us instead of for me, which I was like,
See, I just wish that's so fucking good. It's so good. I just wish that that's the thing that I left being like, do what's best for us, not me. Holy shit. I got chills. Like, that's incredible. And I guess I just wish that like, because in order to make that pay off, you have to lay the little bricks places to get there. And you've got to lay like really direct bricks for us to step on to get there. And I feel like those weren't laid. Like, the facehuggers are always going to be scary. They're always gonna be these moments of like whatever. That's easy. I feel like the hard stuff are like the little emotional moments, and I just wish that was I wish I didn't have to grab for it so hard.
Yeah, that's I will say at least they were present, because some alien movies you're like, there's nothing going on here.
I really want to rewatch Prometheus. Because
Yeah.
I remember the stuff that I remember, like, I remember the acting being really good.
I think it is. I mean,
I remember what?
I was just gonna say, Brian and I were in the car for like 10 hours yesterday total, and we talked about Prometheus for like 8 of the hours because I'm on a huge kick with it right now. But like, I'd say it's my favorite Alien movie at this point, after consideration.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it this week, and then next week we're gonna do Prometheus.
Yay.
Because I'm curious. Also, that movie came out at a time when I like was really a sponge for things.
Yeah.
So I remember just a lot of the stuff going on then.
In the movie or in your life?
In the movie. Like I'm remembering a lot of imagery and stuff happening in the movie. So I do want to revisit.
There's
I wanna
also
revisit.
I made several memes today and posted them, but there's a like almost 4-hour long behind the scenes documentary with like a bunch of Ridley Scott interviews, but other crew member interview things, and them like tons of behind the scenes footage and like effects and set building and all this shit, and it's like awesome to. I know that a lot of people don't like that movie, but I don't know. There's things you can pick apart with it, but it's fucking good. I'm excited for you to rewatch it.
It's just hard because when people love Breaking Bad, they see Better Call Saul and they're like, I just wanted Breaking Bad. You know, you gotta.
It ain't that, and it's not.
It ain't that.
That's what I like about Prometheus is that it's not Alien 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't super care. Those are like theme park movies.
Yeah.
And I think Prometheus is more than a theme park movie.
Yeah, and somebody like Brad is gonna watch these things and be like, "Oh, I don't like it." But you
Where's
gotta.
the xenomorph?
Where's a big bad boy? Well, I do want to say this also that in one of the original Alien or something, they dressed up a sweet Whippet in the costume. You know about this?
Yeah. They tried to do it in Alien 3, the David Fincher one. Because there's like a Doberman that gets xenomorphed in it.
Wait, I thought it was a Whippet.
Well, no, they tried different dogs.
And why did they not go with the Whippet?
The Doberman's not in a xenomorph outfit, to be clear.
Thank God.
It's just that they like, yeah, no, that'd be very weird. It's just that they were doing a different vessel for the facehugger chestburster moment. So there's like a different type of xenomorph in Alien 3 that's like the panther xenomorph. I don't like that one. I think that is a bad movie, which is a lot of people's like favorite Alien movie, but I don't understand why. It's like nothing movie to me. But yeah, I don't know why they tried to do, because even just imagining a Whippet in a little
I know.
outfit is like, so what? It's just skittering around the halls with its like leggies, like being like, yeah, like looking
They're like-
terrified.
They're one of the goofiest little animals.
It just doesn't, in terms of a dog in a costume, it doesn't. I mean, the pictures are hilarious. There's a video of them
know.
trying to put the head on one, and it's like,
I just looked at it. I'll tell you what, people, if you want to have a good day, Google a picture of Whippet or Greyhound. Do any of them except an Italian Greyhound, you're going to have a great time. Any of the Sighthounds except Italian Greyhound. Is an Italian Greyhound Sighthound?
I feel like yes. I think there's a lot of sighthounds though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby. It's a Sighthound. But I would say skip it.
What, skip the Italian Greyhound?
Yeah, skip it.
Yeah.
Go for something like Borzoi, or maybe Greyhound, or maybe Whippet. Salunki.
I feel like that's pronounced differently.
I'm not quite sure how
Salunki.
it's pronounced. But I'll tell you what I do know about it is that it's a very cute dog, very sweet dog. I've never seen one in person, but I would love to.
I wish that
Salinki?
to bring Saluki, I feel like is what it is. To bring it back around, I wish that there were more pets in Alien movies. Besides, it was just Jonesy. They had Jonesy, and they were like, "That's all, we're good."
What is Jonesy?
The cat, the orange cat that's in 1 and 2.
In Space Cat?
Yeah.
How do they get
great.
Jonesy off of the...
Ripley has him
Ship.
in a sleep pod with her.
Cute. Smart.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I thought it was a great movie. I liked it. I thought it was fun. It was a great popcorn thriller.
Yeah. See it in 4DX.
If you're going to see a boring movie, see it in 40X, and then it'll make it better. Not that this is boring, but, well, you know, I think that you would be a good xenomorph.
Oh, like a creature. That was like the handsome Squidwards in Prometheus. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows. The behind the scenes thing is awesome because for some reason I thought a lot of more of them, and we'll talk about this next week, was CGI, but that's like just the dude in a suit and with makeup and stuff. Like that's a dude, and then seeing him acting in like the BTS stuff and being like, "Hey Ridley," like talking to him as the engineer, and then acting is so funny because it like is done well enough where there's an uncanny valley of you being like, "This is what this man looks like." Like that's him. He clocked into work. He's like, this is all day with that guy. Like, I'm not like, that's crazy. A guy in old age makeup, which is, I don't like, but.
One day we're going to get you in a movie. We're going to get you all dressed up and you're going to be some kind of alien or something like that.
I know this episode's going along, but on that subject, I'm going to New York Comic Con for one day because Mads Mikkelsen is going to be there. And you know I'm going to pay extra to get a picture with him.
Nice.
But also, Mike Flanagan, who's like one of my favorite new director, not new, but like whatever, current directors. He did like Dr. Sleep. He does a lot of Stephen King adaptations. He did all those Netflix shows like Hill House, The Haunting of Hill House, and Midnight Mass. Those kind of things that I love. Anyway, wow. He's also going to be there. So I was like, what if I do a photo op with him and I somehow I'm like, don't I look at my cool tattoos? Don't you think I would make a cool person in one of your shows?
Well, he's 6'1", so keep that in mind. And
I'll wear my big boots.
I think that he could definitely look at you and kind of think some of those things when he would see you. So
I feel like it'll be my big break to pay, $75 to have a photo op with Mike Flanagan and then slip him a business card or tell him my Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, do you like porn?
Look. Buckle up, Michael. Because this Twitter ain't for the weak.
Some celebrities follow it. Yeah.
Like that one fucking guy in that movie that everybody loves. I fucking hate.
So non-specific.
Oh, Elijah Wood.
He doesn't anymore. That was my old Twitter. The most recent one that I'm really excited about, and I don't want to jinx because I feel like sometimes these people follow me and don't realize that I post hardcore pornography. And then they do find out and they're like, unfollowed. And I'm like, that's fine. I understand. Anyway, is John Early, which is very exciting for me because I love John Early.
Yeah.
Shout-outs.
Yeah. Well, hey, tell them to follow you on the gram.
Yeah. Like, that one's safe for work. Anyway, take us home. We got an hour long here. Take it home.
I'm trying hard. But tell John to follow me on Substack. Can you do that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, people, this was the episode. If you liked it, we're so happy for it. If you didn't like it, you can never listen to this podcast again.
No. They should.
If you didn't like it, I got to stop myself because I'm getting a little bit too emotional right now thinking about if they didn't like it, and I'm going to say some things I regret. And I don't want to be in that place again.
Yeah. And instead we can say, no matter how you felt about it, good or bad, you should go to patreon.com/thecorncorner
Shuck their
and give us your shucks and creams in the form of money to keep this thing going weekly.
Yep.
For some reason, because why not?
Hey. All right. Well, next week we're going to talk about Prometheus potentially, and let us.
We definitely are.
We are. Let us know how you feel about it in the comments. We're going to be using hashtag my alien weekend. And well, look, it doesn't matter if you're shucked
Or creamed.
It don't matter who you are.
I feel like I always get stuck with saying creamed, and it's because you know that I don't like that term in an adult film setting. I really hate the word creamy.
Stop. I think you get stuck with it because it's just a part of the phrase. I guess I could, because if I was to say cream, then it would have to be so much of the line I would have to say.
I don't want either of us to say it. Can we just I want to get a soundboard just so we can be like merp, whether you're shucked or you're merp. Anyway.
Yeah. I wonder if I can, hold on, let's see. No, I gotta set
This is
it
my
up.
favorite
Okay,
part
whatever.
of the episode where we just ramble for 10 minutes after we've wrapped it up.
All right. No matter if you're shucked or you're, don't say it, just skip it.
Okay. It doesn't matter what kind of corn you are.
Just make sure that you are
Kind corn.
corn. That's right, baby. All right. Well, everybody, we're gonna see you next week, and that's that.
Watch Prometheus. Prepare for it.
Prepare for it, everybody.
There will be a quiz.